Hey, this is Tyler, and welcome to lesson 3 of EQ Performer. We've talked about lessons 1 and 2, all to do with self awareness and self management. Self awareness, what I see inside of me, self management, what I do with that information, and how I react to the world around me. In lesson 3, we're talking about social awareness. It's still about what I see, but now instead of what's within inside of me, we're looking at what's going on with other people. And we're going to look at emotional intelligence skills through the eyes of other people. We're going to raise our self-awareness and social awareness. And ultimately, we're going to create a plan to move forward and dialogue with other people. Social awareness is the ability to recognize and understand the moods of other people, individuals, and groups of people. And this awareness is needed in order for us to control our reactions to others and manage those relationships to the best of our ability. And this is a fun segment because we all get caught up in looking and watching other people and deciding, oh, they're thinking this, or I bet they're this. And some of it is natural because we have empathy and we have compassion and we can see others' pains and frustrations and sadness, and sometimes we can even feel that. But how many times have we thought somebody was doing something or thinking something or experiencing something, and we had it all wrong? We could see there's an emotion, and we probably were spot on with the emotion, but we didn't really have an idea of what triggered it. You see, what triggered it was just a surface level experience. People with a high degree of social awareness are able to pick up on the emotions in other people and understand what's really going on. Being able to perceive what other people are thinking and feeling, even if they don't feel the same way. So maybe you can spot the elephant in the room really quickly, and you do a good job of acknowledging other people's feelings when communicating the big news. You can reflect on how other people are feeling and adapt your communication style to reach a resolution that's not just subpar, but it's optimal, it's powerful, it's moving. And you get to know people on a personal level so you can understand their perspectives and work really well with them. And if you're achieving the win-win, if you're looking to get that level of resolution and not just what's in it for you, we can go to conflict level and generate conflict and you can win. But what's in it for the team if you're the only winner? If everybody else loses and you win, then that's not a great day for the team. So when we seek the win-win for the team, having a high level of social awareness is extremely powerful. Instead of having a low social awareness where maybe you need to listen better and you don't pay attention to what's being said and you're not really there. You're not in the moment. And it can be apparent through body language that you're not listening. You're just really checking the box of being there, but you're not all there. And it shows by how other people are responding and experiencing you. And sometimes we need that extra level of help when it comes to social awareness. If you're not naturally really strong and empathetic and have the ability to see and perceive, then we have to dive a little deeper and ask questions to learn so we can build up the reservoir of knowledge. So what can you do? You can be someone who seeks advice. You can go to someone you trust who does have a high level of social awareness and the ability to understand interactions with individuals and groups. And you can ask them, so what can I do to be more socially aware? Or maybe you already know you need help and say, hey, I need help with my social awareness. Can you? And it's their job to dive deeper. What makes it hard? Or what don't you understand? Well, this is what makes it hard. This is what I don't understand. What I currently do is this. So if you currently do this, then what if you listen for things and stopped doing this and started doing this and changed this or tried this? Here's what you can do to get over this hurdle. You can seek advice. You can strive to remember people's names by greeting them. It sounds funny to think that's a social awareness tactic, but to be able to remember someone's name is the foundation of relationship. And being able to use that to connect with them is powerful. Everybody loves hearing their name because it's you. You can purposely watch the body language of other people to understand how they're really feeling. You can see when somebody's thinking and they're tapping their finger, but they're not just tapping their finger because they're thinking, they're just totally disengaged. Or you notice when somebody starts getting angry, their neck and their shoulders start tensing up. You can focus on the frame of mind of others to help ask the right questions at the right time. Oftentimes we get stuck and we don't really know what to say sometimes. So having a back pocket question that can get you out of awkward moments and help you get to know people better. Having that icebreaker comment is a powerful part of being socially aware. And even taking notes during meetings is another component of maybe not being socially aware. Notes are important, but if you're missing clues that shed light on how other people are feeling, maybe keeping your head and looking around the room a little bit more often is really powerful. Sometimes if social connection is a challenge for you, maybe you need to write a to-do list before a social gathering so you know, here's the outcome that I hope to achieve. So here's the things that I'm going to do and focus on so I can be present in the moment. Or maybe I'm going to clear away my internal thoughts so I can avoid interrupting other people and really focus on the room and less about what I'm experiencing. And sometimes it's just about living in the moment. I mean, how often, the easy conversation right now is phone usage and being present with other people and being socially aware when that's upsetting to someone. That's an easy go-to, whether it's at home or in meetings. It's easy to have lunch with a colleague and you're just casually catching up on something really quick, but you don't totally understand that they're there to connect with you and get an update on your life. And so we have to be more socially aware sometimes. And, sometimes maybe we need to go take a 15-minute break and do a short tour to notice the mood of the work environment. Especially in a corporate setting, that's necessary to get the feel of the mood. But in the practice, you're in such tight quarters typically that you don't have to take a 15-minute tour. You can really catch up on the mood quickly just by looking for the social clues. If it's something you struggle with, you can even watch movies to observe emotional intelligence skills in action and decipher, okay, that just happened. There was a moment of conflict. How did they respond to that? Or there's a moment, it's really a poignant moment in a movie, and you can see that something's about to happen. You can see there's a change and a shift in the character, but they're not speaking. They're just living their life on camera. And it's up to you to decide and interpret the exact feeling. And sometimes you can even pick up on it before the next scene delivers the actual visual of how that played out. We can practice listening when people are talking by stopping everything else and being super focused, eye contact, paying attention. We can even observe people from a distance. You can go to a place that has great people watching, and you can just watch people and try to spot body language and guess what clues they're giving away to how they're feeling and what they're experiencing. We could test the accuracy of our social observations just by asking, right? We don't often do that. We see something and we interpret it, but we don't really know if we're right. And so we carry around what we think happened. But sometimes we need to ask the other person, hey, what was going on with you during that? Because I noticed this, and I just want to make sure that I'm on the right track here. I want to be on the same page. So can you tell me what was going on? How was that moment for you? We can step into the shoes of another person to experience the situation. If I were this person, and even though we're not literally stepping into someone's shoes, we can imagine what might it be like? What might be the experience that they just had? And is it possible that maybe there's way more layers to the situation than we realize? Maybe there's some home issues going on, or maybe there's just a lifetime of a cycle that they just completely been able to break, and it continues to play out over and over again. But you don't know the story. So being able to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and seeing the whole picture is powerful. And eventually we can get to a point where our gut instinct is fairly spot on. Social awareness is all about what you see in other people and how you interpret that. And again, it takes practice. There's natural connectors and relators and people who have a strong empathetic connection to other people, and they just know. And they can even almost feel what that person's feeling. And there's a lot of people who don't understand that. That's not their world, and so they struggle to really understand what someone else might be experiencing. But when we do that, especially as team members in the practice, we can imagine, okay, the front desk is having an off day, but what might be happening? Well, maybe there's some conflict going on. And if there is conflict, what can you do to help move it forward? Well, maybe you just need to give a listening ear to someone. Or maybe you are part of the conflict because you're coming from the back and you're challenging them because they're not doing what you think they should be doing. So having the social awareness now gives us the ability to do something with it. And that's where we're going in lesson 4, where we talk about relationship management.